Hi guys, it's a tactical YouTuber here, and this is going to be the first video in my how-to series, and it's about how to get into airsoft. So I'm going to just start with like the basics of airsoft, where your local site is, and go on to some gun recommendations, some kit recommendations. So you want to start airsoft. You've been thinking about it for a while, and you think you want to try it. Well, I suggest you try before you buy. By that I mean you try airsoft before you buy a gun, because you might not like airsoft and then you're just annoyed and you're out of pocket because you spent hundreds of pounds on a new gun. So this here is all the airsoft sites in the UK. It's a map of the airsoft sites in the UK, and it should tell you what your local airsoft site is. And as you can see, like I'll just choose this one for example. It doesn't work properly, but this one then, Special Ops of the Rock, and then it'll take you to their website. And then you can, as you can see, just it'll show you all the sites, prices and things like that. Yeah, so that's how you should find out your local airsoft site. Right, so you've played your first game and now you want a gun, and I've got a few recommendations for people on the guns. So let's have a look. Firstly, we'll start with the M4. This is a G&G Armaments CM16 Raider. I've heard it's a pretty good starter gun. You can just see some features about it. Yeah, it's a really reliable gun and an excellent beginner starter weapon. It seems pretty good. Loads of people use it, and it's good for upgrades. It's one of the most usable platforms. Then with the next one, which is another version of an AR platform, and this is the Ares Amoeba AM008. And I personally use one of these, and I think if you can stretch the budget a bit more, this is much better, because it's got an electronic trigger unit, which makes it much more fast firing, and you can adjust it to safe semi full auto, safe semi 3-round burst. And I've put this gun in one of my videos before, and I'll link that in the description, as will all these things I show you on here. So let's move on to the AKs. So here I've got just a standard CMA false wood AK. As you can see, it's full metal and it's got the real wood stuff on. Looks okay. As you can see there, it says again, perfect for beginners. I picked this out. I've never used this gun, but I've heard a lot of good things about CMA AKs, and the build quality is really good and things like that. Then we'll move on to the higher end version, which is, I know it's out of stock, but it's a G&G Armaments Advanced RK74E, and it's as you can see, it's got a MOSFET in, and it's just a modernized AK74. It also comes with key mod and regular rails along the sides and top, and an M4 style stock with a buffer tube, which looks pretty cool, and a flash hider on the end. It looks much more modern, and if this is the look you're going for, this would be sort of something you'd want, as well as all its internal upgrades. Right, so then let's move on to the pistols. These are WeTech pistols. I didn't choose a specific one because there's a lot of them. As you can see there's 143 just on this website alone, and well, have multiple WeTech pistols and they are really good. They've never let me down. They're really reliable, so I don't think you can go wrong with any of these pistols. Just it's how you pick them. They range from about £64 to around 120, depending on which one you want. It's up to you. Then if you can stretch a bit more money, I'd recommend the Tokyo Marui pistols. Again, I haven't chose a specific pistol, I just chose like the brand so that you could see the different options, as they range from about 114 up to nearly £200. Pretty good pistols. These are on the better end of the spectrum because they're much more accurate, they're more reliable and things like that. Right then, I don't personally recommend these as this is a starter gun. However, some people will want it, so I don't recommend sniping as a starter gun, because you do need to buy a pistol as well, as there is a minimum engagement distance in most sites for sniper rifles, which means you can't shoot under a certain distance. meaning you have to spend more money on a pistol. I would recommend that you start with an AEG rifle first. But anyway, this is the GG Bar 10 Sniper. It's exactly like the VSR-10 by Tokyo Marui, but it's cheaper, and meaning that the money you save on this you can spend on upgrade parts, because it takes the same upgrade parts as that, and it's very, very similar. There's not many differences I could spot because I've got myself one. And it is a lower FPS, however you can upgrade it as you would normal, which is pretty good. And we'll move on to the most important thing in airsoft, which is your face protection. I thought I'd put on this BZ paintball because they're having a sale on dye tactical masks, where it's reduced from £115 to £55 as of the time of this video going up. And I've just bought myself one of these, and they are really good, really comfortable, really nice fit. I know it's not the newest one, the i5 is. There isn't a sale on the i5s, just the i4s, but they are really nice masks. Right then, let's move on to another option you could have for face protection, which is the Neoprol high and low face mask, which I bought when I first started airsoft. And I know people say mesh isn't the best, but it's not really that bad, and if you're just starting out, it's okay to use. As you can see, it's less than £20 for the whole set, and that's pretty cheap, seeing as that face mask was £55, and it's pretty good. It's not really the best face protection you can have. There's much better, like these Bolly glasses and these glasses, which you can get if you want. It's up to you which ones you choose. So then we're going to move on to your boots, because if you're playing outdoor, boots are very important, because when you're outdoor there's chances of there being unnatural terrain and bumps and drops and dips in the ground, which you can twist your ankles on, and with this high leg parts, the high ankle bits, meaning that it can prevent that, and it can stop it from doing it. Then we'll move on to a plate carrier. You don't need to break the bank on a plate carrier and spend loads and loads of money on a top end plate carrier. When you're starting out, all you need is just something to hold your mags and maybe a speed loader or some BBs or whatever else you need to hold. So it's not really something which is really important. You don't even need a plate carrier if you don't want one. It's up to you. These are just my suggestions, so that you can do whatever you want. It's your decisions. And if you're looking for clothing, you see all these people wearing like top end clothing, you can just get some surplus, and this is on eBay, as you can see. A pair of British Army trousers for £17. That's the new camouflage, and share for £14, so around about £30 for the full setup, which isn't really bad prices. If you go further down, you can probably find some better deals. It's just like about looking for different deals and seeing how much things cost and spending your money. Look, there's some desert camo pants for £8, and so on. If you keep going down, you probably find some better deals. So then we'll go on. I just want to show you this website, and the things I've showed you there may not be the cheapest to find airsoft guns, so I've just put this link for airsoftprices.co.uk on, and they're a pretty good site where, say if you wanted to find the cheapest version of a VSR-10, type that in and it'll tell you where to find it the cheapest and to compare the prices, as well as the other variants, the Sigma Bar 10 and different types of it, and where you can get them from. It'll link you to the things, which I think is really good. I personally use this when I buy guns. They're a very good site, so I would recommend you use them before buying things. It's not just this, they do it with everything. There, because then you can see all the prices for the WEG-17, all the different variants and so on. So this is what I think you need. This is some recommendations for guns and how I think you need to start airsoft. Thanks for watching.